Good morning, good morning, good morning, Stampers. Welcome to Wednesday's Facebook Live. All week long, I've been sharing projects using some of the products that will be retiring from the current holiday catalog. And yesterday, I shared these two cards. And thank you to everyone who commented and shared the video. I drew two names this morning, Elaine Rose and Amy Todd. So congratulations. I believe I have both of your addresses, so I will pop those in the mail for you this week. And if you'd like the opportunity to win today's project, then again, all you need to do is just participate in the conversation, whether it's live or watching the replay, that's fine. And you get an entry for each comment that you make. Or if you share, if you share, you get 5 entries. All right, I appreciate all of your participation, and it's just a great way for me to get my name out there, so I appreciate that. All right, so my name is Sherry Roth. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Canada, and all week long at 10 a.m. Mountain Time, I am going live sharing projects using some of the retiring product. Today, I will be focusing on the Gnome for the Holidays stamp set, such an adorable stamp set. I'll also be using the Snowflake Splendor DSP. Yeah, Snowflake Splendor DSP, such a beautiful patterned paper. This is also retiring. And then the other retiring product that I'm using is the All the Trimmings embellishments. And we're gonna create a simple gift card holder, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. Let me set this stuff aside. All right, I need to grab this little image here and a block. Okay. All right, so we are gonna start by creating our base for our gift card holder. So I've got a piece of DSP that measures, let me make sure I'm looking at the right measurement, 2 3/4 by 9 1/2. And I'm going to score it in a couple places. I want to open this up. All right. So I'm going to score it at 3 1/2 inches. And 7 5/8. Okay, so like I said, this is super simple to make. You could whip these up, and these are great to make with, you know, you always end up with strips of patterned paper left in your packages. So you could use these create these using any paper packs. Okay, so now I've got another mat. I know I use this one, but I don't like to mark this one up. So I've got another mat here because I'm going to bring in my X-Acto knife and a pencil, and I need I find it helpful to have long bladed scissors for this particular part. Okay, so there's 2 things that we're gonna do. First of all, let me fold along these score lines. I think I'm going to do it, let's do it this way. So I want this pattern out. Oh, I need a bone folder too. So I'm just gonna line these up, make sure that these are nice and crisp. Okay, and then on this side here, so this narrow piece, I'm going to measure 1 inch in and 1 inch down. So I actually don't need these right now. We're gonna use those in a minute. Okay, so 1 inch from the edge, I'm just gonna put a tick line there from both sides, or on both sides. And then I'm going to measure 1 inch in again from both sides. So this is 2 3/4, so I'll do 1 3/4. Now I'm gonna take my scissors and just, oh, and I can't see that tick line. Oh, there it is. See, by using long bladed scissors, you can line up those tick marks to make a nice even cut. And then I'll do the same for this side, over to this one. Okay, and then I've got my point. Now the other thing that I'm going to do is on this side, so this is the longer side. Now each one of these is 1/2 inch, so I'm just going to use my mat as my guide. But if you don't have a mat that has 1/2 inch spacing, just measure 1/2 inch in. And so I'm just making sure that the ruler is lined up to this line right here. I'm going to use my X-Acto knife, and I'm going to leave about 1/8 inch from either end, and I'm going to cut a slit. Okay, and then I'll just make sure that that cut through. So you do want to go all the way through, because what's going to happen is you are going to just slide this in, and it goes quite far. So you want to make sure that there's enough so that it will sit flat. Okay, so that's the base of our card holder. And you know where I got this idea from? I actually don't have it anymore, but I received a Starbucks gift card from one of my friends the other day, and inside, or in the gift card was included in one of these little pouches, and I thought, oh, this is really cute. I could make one of these using some fancy pattern paper. So that's what I did. I used that as a template. Okay, so now I have another piece of the Snowflake Splendor DSP. This piece measures 1 1/4 by 4, and I'm going to add this right here as a little pocket. So there, the Starbucks gift card holder was a little bit different. They had slits right here and right here so that you could tuck the gift card in, but I didn't want to add slits, so I am just going to add a little pocket. So that's going to go right down here, just like that. And then I'm just going to give it a minute to set, and then I'll show you, I'll put a gift card in to show you how it sits there. Okay, so now let's do the fun part, which is decorating the outside. All right, so I'm going to take this little gnome from the Gnome for the Holidays, and I'm going to stamp her using Memento ink, because I'm going to color in using Stampin' Blends. So if you are coloring this in using some other method, so if you're using like an aqua painter or even a blender pen, you may want to use StazOn instead of Memento. So just keep that in mind. Okay, and then we're gonna start to color. So I wanted to choose kind of soft muted colors because I'm going with this kind of pool party. It's a really soft look. So I'm going to color in my tree using soft sea foam. So I'm going to start with the light and just quickly color a base layer just all over the tree. This is not a color I use very often, but when I do, man, it's so pretty. So pretty. Okay, and then I'll add just a bit of shadowing under each one of these little layers. And then I'll just do a little bit of blending. How's everybody doing today? I can see that there's lots of people watching and nobody has commented. If you want to win today's project, you got to comment. You're gonna make me feel like I'm not sitting here talking to myself. Okay, for the little ornaments on the tree, I'm going to use Highland Heather. This is one of the colors that's in this DSP. It doesn't happen to be in the outside pattern, but I think there are shades of purple on the inside. And then I'm gonna color these little berries. I know berries are not normally purple. Well, I guess there are some. Blueberries are kind of like a purpley color, right? But that's one of the great things about being a card maker. You can make it whatever color you want, right? Okay, I'm just gonna use some light petal pink to color in her face. and then her neck and her hands. And then we'll do her dress in a balmy blue. So I'm going to start with light. Just add a base layer of light and then add a bit of shadowing using some dark. So kind of right here, a little bit underneath. Blend with the lighter. And then I'm going to do her hair in crumb cake. So again, I prefer to start with light. You can start with dark and then add light and blend. That's fine. I just find that for me, I prefer the look that I get when I add a base coat in light, add a bit of dark, and then blend with the light. Okay. All right, so let me bring that a little closer because the colors are so soft that it's really hard for you guys to see. So she's all colored in, and then through a little bit of magic, now she's all cut out. All right, okay. So now I've gone ahead and I've taken my stitched ovals, or my stitched shapes. So these are great dies because you get 4 different sizes of circles, ovals, and squares. This is a must-have in everybody's collection, in my opinion. And I've used the second largest oval to cut that out. I'm going to take out the second smallest oval as well because we're going to cut that out. I got my pre-order box yesterday. Some of you may have seen the unboxing. And I had ordered the mini die cutting machine with that same order, and it didn't come in the box, so it shipped separately. It's due in today. I was really hoping to have it so that I could use it today, but we'll have to bring in the big boss to use. Okay, so on here, I'm going to take the greeting that says a little Christmas wish and some Memento ink. And I'm going to stamp it kind of off to the right and a little lower. Just like that. And then, actually, let's do this while we've got the ink out. I'm going to take the Holly Jolly Everything, use Memento again, and stamp it on a scrap of Whisper White. That is going to get cut out with this die. And what I want to do here is I'm going to use my grid mat and line this up so it's straight or somewhat straight. I don't know that I stamped it very straight. That's okay. I'm going to put a little tick mark here and here. So I'm using the line to make sure that it's straight. And then I'm going to take my 1/16 inch circle or handheld punch, and I'm just going to notch the edge. So I just created like a little notch in there because I want to take some white baker's twine. Was anybody able to snag that while it was on the clearance rack? I had a few messages yesterday asking me if I managed to snag some, but to be honest, I actually didn't even try because I still have some left over from when it retired. I stocked up quite nicely, so I still have a few rolls. Okay. So I'm going to wrap this around, and because this is an oval shape, this would be really difficult for it to stay in place. So those notches just create somewhere for it to sit. And then I'm going to tie a bow kind of in the center so that it sits in the center of my greeting. Okay, let's trim this and then we can fiddle with it. All right. Let's trim the ends. Okay. And I think I'll use a mini glue dot to hold that in place once I get it on there. We'll finish assembling the card first. Okay, so this is going to go on using dimensionals, which I have here somewhere. For those of you who are just joining in, I'm making a quick and easy gift card holder. And this is based on a Starbucks gift card holder that I received not too long ago. Okay, let's pull this a little tighter. And we'll use a little mini glue dot to hold that in place, just to make sure it stays. It's gonna go right under here. Peel off the backing. There we go. And then we're going to use dimensionals for this little lady. And then for the star up at the top, that is where all the trimmings embellishments come in. I'm going to use this little yellow star, and that's going to be the topper on the tree. Just like that. Okay, now I'm going to bring in my die cutting machine so I can cut this. So I'm using the second smallest oval from the Stitched Shapes dies. Just feed that through. And then we can get this out of the way. And I think what I'm going to do is just to add a little bit of something else to the front of this, I'm going to add, I think maybe just a few of these. If I had my self-adhesive sequins or snowflakes, I would use those, but I don't have those handy. They're across the room. Trying to figure out where to put this guy. We'll put it right there. Okay. All right, and then on the inside, I'm going to add this right here. Now you do need to be careful, because if you go to push this in, you can see that it goes quite far. So it goes to about here on the inside. So about right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put dimensionals. I'll put 2 dimensionals, but on the right hand side rather than one on either side, just so that it's not blocked. So when I first did my sample, I had actually just used multi-purpose glue and stuck it down, and I realized that you could do that. You just have to make sure when you close it that this sits on top if it's flat, whereas here I can have it sit underneath. So it'll sit nicely underneath. So there we go. We've got a cute little gift card holder just made using scraps of patterned paper. And I've got a couple, oh, I was going to show you how the gift card. So it just slides in here nicely, just like that. So there's one of them. Here's another one, basically the same. The only thing I did was I added a Balmy Blue snowflake in behind from Balmy Blue Glimmer Paper, which is retiring and is on sale for a steal of a deal right now. And then look at this one. This one uses the Trimming the Town, I think that's what it's called, DSP. And then you open it up. This one opens up a little bit different. So it's just upside down. Basically, I did it this way. So super, super cute little gift card holders, and they're so fast and easy to make. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you joined in late, remember that if you comment or share this post, then you have the opportunity to win this. I'll send this to somebody and I will announce the winner tomorrow. The winners from yesterday's card I announced at the beginning, Amy Todd and Elaine Rose. So I will pop those in the mail for you. I believe I have both of your addresses. And thanks so much for watching. Don't miss out on tomorrow's Facebook Live. I have got a super cute project to share with you tomorrow. I cannot wait. I'm so excited about it. All right, so take care. Have a fabulous day. We'll see you tomorrow.